Hello, I'm Derek John Johnson, Derek's master name, Diana's fem name. In today's video, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about Satou from Happy Sugar Life. Now, I know a lot of people like to think of her as just like an edgy yandere character with a more realistic bent, but I actually do think she's a fair bit deeper than that. Now, to be fair, I haven't read all of the manga, and my memory ain't too good, so I might be missing some things. If I do, I apologize. Basically, Satou is the main character of Happy Sugar Life. She is shown to basically be essentially a psychopath. She has very little understanding of normal, healthy human emotions, cares pretty much mostly for herself, and feels little to no empathy for others. While it's true that there are times when it is shown that she does on some level, care about Shio. Oh, and she did used to somewhat care about her friend Shoko. She actually really doesn't seem to give two shits about anybody else. In some cases, seems to have outright contempt for some people like her aunt. However, that contempt is just towards her aunt is justified. Basically, let's start from Satou's crime. Satou kidnaps an 8-year-old girl and holds her hostage. Having a romantic love for this young girl, and believing that their life together in the place where she killed a person is a happy sugar life. However, throughout the show does very much make it clear that this isn't a happy life and that Satou is just deeply deranged and damaged. Around volume 3, or I think episode 8 of the anime, we get Satou's backstory. Now, this is one of the issues, as it does kind of paint all BDSM submissives as masochistic psychopaths that are abusive, but that's not really true. However, to give it the benefit of the doubt, this actually is a pretty good backstory, as basically Satou's parents died when she was very young and she was carelessly put into the care of her aunt. Her aunt is shown to be, well, the nice way of saying this is batshit insane. She would often bring over her lovers for extremely rough, hardcore sex with Satou in the same building. Satou even seeing this happen on multiple occasions. Her aunt would often just wave away her concerns and tell her all these very toxic, unhealthy ideas of love, and teach her that anything done for love is automatically okay, which caused Satou to have this belief that her actions are all justified. Now, to be fair, some of her actions are kind of justified, creating this weird moral gray area, as it does show that Satou is a bad influence on Shio in slowly deteriorating away Shio's already fragile mental state. As she only killed the guy in the apartment because he was going to kill Shio, and she initially didn't know Shio was a missing child. Yolden only rescued her out of some level of kindness. However, that doesn't change the fact that after she found out Shio was missing, she still kept her captive. And she didn't know entirely about Shio's family situation In fact, the anime seems to suggest she didn't know anything about Shios' family situation, which that's for another. Basically, the rundown is their father was extremely physically abusive and would often torture his children, sometimes even by removing their finger and ripping their fingernails out one by one. Yeah, it's a pretty rough scene to actually watch in the manga and anime. But and the other two she killed were again defending Shio, and because they had decided to mess with her. It's also shown that these guys got a kick out of beating a person just because he was homeless, so again, not probably probably not a super bad thing as she killed him in the first place, so basically Sata Luisha. Basically, a huge part of Satou's character is that she doesn't really like killing, but she doesn't really. It's not really for any moral reasons. She just doesn't like it because it's too much work. It takes a lot of work to actually cover up murders. And again, it puts her more at risk of being caught. Satou is a lot more intelligent than, say, a Yunogasa. She actually carefully plans out a lot of the crazy stuff she does. And even then, she only really does it when she feels her life, her happy sugar life, is at risk, or if someone had wronged her in a way. But, again, there's another side to Satou. Satou is shown at times knowing that she's deeply unhealthy. What she's doing is deeply unhealthy, and that she's not stable. And she's also shown to really hate this fact about herself sometimes. Especially in one of the speeches to her aunt in the anime, where she basically tells her off for how she completely destroyed her life. Making Satou a honestly pretty complex yandere character, in my humble opinion. And yeah, I'm just scratching the surface. Cannot words today. Well, that's a video. Bye.